So you thought I was done covering Fallout 76, haha, so did I. But joke's on you, it's the game that just keeps on giving, because yay. For real though, it just keeps getting better, and why would I not cash in, right? That's what all the fanboys will say anyways.
You just gotta make those videos because ad revenue, and it's a great game.
No, it's not. So it's been circulating now that with the Power Armor Edition that costed $200, LOL, by the way, they replaced a canvas bag with this crappy nylon thing that was basically just a garbage bag. Now, that's sort of funny till you really think about it and realize that they falsely advertised a product, then shipped something different without ever telling their consumers, and then it even gets way better. Most people already know this, but they had this terrible response where they essentially said, no, we're not going to do shit about it, and then they decided, let's give all the affected gamers 500 free atoms, because 1/3 of the cost to buy a single power armor paint skin in a crappy game is totally the way to repair the damage that false advertising, bait and switch greed does to your player base. That's not really something I want to harp on totally though. The whole situation is just obviously terrible, and there's nothing to gain by me rehashing all the details about it that have already become widespread. If you want to find them though, there's plenty of videos out there that other creators have made, and it's this whole huge scandal, by the way. Another thing that cropped up though is confirmation that they copy-pasted the exact same code for Scorch Beasts that existed in Skyrim. This info has also been around for a while. There are code overlaps, if you will, and when I say overlaps, that's a nice way of saying that they copy-pasted again in Fallout 4 as well. It's kind of a joke people were making like, look, a Skyrim dragon, but holy hell, it's literally a Skyrim dragon. Like, the lines of code still say dragon everywhere. It's legitimately the same exact thing, but it has
16 times the detail.
I've made plenty of videos about Fallout 76, and most of them are negative, and so have a lot of other creators, because it feels like this is a pivotal moment in gaming, almost. If they are trying this out, then who the hell knows what's next in the pipeline from Bethesda or even other publishers. And if there was ever a moment to point at something and make damn sure that every single company in the industry knows it's unacceptable, it's right now. The game went from $60 down to $40 or even lower in certain places, I've heard, within a couple of weeks after launch. That's insane. The better success a game finds, the longer it remains priced at $60, because people will still pay that. Fallout 76 was a shady, nebulous production touted as their largest undertaking to date, bigger than Skyrim, massively better engine, increased detail, and better lighting, you name it, they promised it, and then nothing, and boom, beta. And I can't emphasize how big the air quotes are around that. Beta, which was early access and fed right into full release and changed basically nothing. My favorite thing was the people telling me, it's a beta, dum-dum. Obviously they will fix all of this stuff before launch, which was hours away at that point. So yeah, okay, but no. And admittedly, they are implementing patches. I have to admit that. And they're working on stuff, but the foundation is flawed from the ground up. So let's be real with that. There's not a whole lot that they can do. I was previously taking this approach of, if you like it, then good for you. Everyone deserves to have their fun. It's no problem really. But honestly, I have to amend that position. If you like it quietly and you play it quietly and keep to yourself about it, you are a fantastic person and probably really pleasant to be around because you are easygoing and non-confrontational and you'll like basically anything. Unlike me, who is a pain and too confrontational, and if you're loudly defending the game, however, then fuck it, you are a problem. You are a huge problem if you are going around and defending this game vocally in all the different comment threads and forums and whatever else. Accepting Fallout 76 for yourself is one thing, but to attack and attempt to silence those rightly speaking out against its horrendous marketing practices, its quality and construction, is damaging to the entire industry and potentially the further quality of games in the future. Even the most dedicated fans I personally know who backed Bethesda in a very articulate, thought-out way are turning into skeptics. Many gamers I have talked to are fully rethinking their hype with Bethesda's next titles because of all of this, and it just keeps going. It's already been confirmed, and I covered this in a previous video, that Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield will use the same exact engine as Fallout 76. And the defense that they can improve the engine over time to increase quality and functionality is not untrue, but they don't improve it. A lot of the same bugs from Fallout 4, the same code with the same tags, the same nearly everything is present in Fallout 76. So while it may be possible to improve their engine's performance, they aren't doing it. They say they are doing it, and they promise their most ambitious game ever with 16 times the detail and a larger undertaking than Skyrim, but then they lay this wonderfully rotten egg on the player base while switching out merchandise items from the most expensive package and then firing off a piss-poor PR band-aid response when confronted about it. The phrase "the consumer is always right" is there for a reason, and it sucks too, kind of, because sometimes consumers are wrong and fickle and annoying and entitled. Yes to all of those things, but in this case, they are 100% right. Switching the materials used in production of merchandise that players bought in a $200 package without notification, and in such a way as to fundamentally change what that product even is, not in some subtle way, it's just scummy and strange and confusing from Bethesda. On top of that, a response offering a minuscule amount of in-game items that barely buys a single thing, by the way, feels more like a disrespectful wave of the hand like "begone, pleb," than any real meaningful olive branch or apology. Bethesda claims that the bag material swap was for cost reasons, that it was too expensive to manufacture with canvas as advertised, and on top of that, Fallout 76 is a sinking ship, so if they are hurting for cash, which spurs a copy-pasted game that is unacceptable on nearly every front, and bait-and-switch marketing for merchandise, shady practices, and so much more, which all culminates in more lost revenue and negative PR because of those shady practices. I know some people think it's too extreme to say, but does that not feel like a downward spiral and a completely water-taking-on sinking ship? I'm more curious now than ever about how the aggressive Bethesda fans will justify all of these things. First it was a beta, so no one could complain. Then it was, they're just going to patch the stuff, so you still can't complain. Then it was, well, if you don't like it, don't play it. Then after that, it became, well, those criticizing the game probably never played it, so they don't have the right to. But now, when even the exclusive Power Armor Edition buyers are getting sort of screwed over, and it's coming to light now, after the fact, what can the defense possibly be? Bethesda is doubling down again and again and again against a deck with one of the lowest counts possible. For those that don't know, that's a blackjack card counting reference. The higher the count based on revealed cards, the more you should bet. The lower the count, the worse your odds of winning versus the dealer. Well, the count now is well into the negatives, and Bethesda is just betting higher and higher with each consecutive hand. So I guess we'll see what happens next. I want this video to be 10 minutes. It's just better for the YouTube search algorithm and watch time and yada yada. I won't bother you with all the metrics, but I don't think that I can stretch it, so I'll just start wrapping up there. I could rail on and on about Bethesda for a hell of a lot longer than 10 minutes, but the criticism of me and other creators milking it till it's dead is not too far off at this point. But like I said before, there just keep cropping up these announcements, and there is obviously still an avid audience for this type of material and this type of video because it's constantly an evolving topic and it continually nets high viewership, so it is what it is. If you want to support the channel, check out the links down below. Lately, I've been streaming Red Dead Redemption 2 online, so if you want to catch a live broadcast, feel free. Also, some other stuff like Discord, Facebook, our own gaming forums, and more, so get involved if you want to. And as always, drop the feedback down below in the comment section. We'd love to have a positive discussion here, though sometimes it does devolve based on the nature of the tone in the video material that I actually take, but let's try and keep it respectful, and yeah, have a nice night.